Hey guys, this year I'm going to be reviewing Arrow 118 titled Salvation. If you guys enjoyed the review, hit the like button, let's go for new, notifications on, let's jump right into the Arrow review. So, it opened up with Felicity, Dick, and Oliver listening to news report about John Nichols not being indicted. They're letting him go on a crime that he did. And he's actually on the list, so Oliver goes after him, and someone ended up getting to him before Oliver even got there. So, and he got kidnapped. And so Oliver came back to the bunker. They started looking into it more. Oliver wanted to go after someone else on the list, but Dick insisted they go get dinner. Then it goes to Roy and Thea, and Roy was planning a robbery from some store in the Glades to pay off debts with people, because that's really the only way you can live in the Glades, according to Roy. Thea got upset and left. Quentin and Dinah, Laurel's mom, are looking into Sarah and her possibly being alive. Oliver and Dick are eating a Big Belly burger. Oliver's been out for 8 months, which should tell you, I bring that up because it tells you how long he's been home. And they haven't said that or less 18 episodes. They may have said 4 months, 5 months. But the amount of time the episodes skip around, there's a reason they bring up times in episodes. Even Flash and Nate did that for the Death Star mark, 24 hours earlier and so on and so forth, because we had to wait a week for these episodes, right? When they were on. So we're waiting for all that to unfold as it goes. The guy who kidnapped Nichols was a criminal in the Glades. Nichols was a criminal in the Glades. And the guy ended up killing him in front of countless people in Star City through airing it on everyone's phones for being guilty and the law not finding him guilty or letting him go to trial. He's going after people who are let go off a trial for the crime, someone who has caused a crime in the Glades. He's going after them. Felicity's trying to track him and couldn't. Dave talked to his friend from the NSA. The guy behind the camera is a cyber crusader who's been on their radar, calls himself the Savior. He was a former resident of the Glades. There's nothing on him. Then he turns on the camera again in front of all these people, and the guy ended up taking the ADA for not getting the guy who murdered his wife in prison. And Felicity did research, and she found out that the guy behind the camera is Joseph Falk. His wife died 1 year ago that exact day. Joseph is given the ADA 10 minutes to not kill him to plead his case and explain why he didn't pursue all these cases, including his wife's one, the guy who murdered his wife. Moira and Frank talk about Malcolm's revenge against whoever plotted against him. Frank, not Frank Pike, the other Frank, told Moira everything, how he kept things off the books for the payments to the Triad. Thea and Laurel talk about Roy, then Laurel gets a call from the Chinese embassy looking into Sarah. The woman looks like Sarah The woman who looks like Sarah is in the States now, so they got an address for her. Felicity's looking to Joseph. She got an address. Oliver can't sit up because it's day, and that's too risky with the gear. It could be made within seconds of that. They bring that up even in season 5, season 6. It's throughout the entire show until season 7 when, his identity's blown. Well, there was a point in season 6 where they didn't really care because there was a terrorist attack, but and it was also in a tunnel. But the point is that it's pretty accurate. This isn't Batman or anything. Although, Batman works in the day too, but he's mainly working out at night. But if he needed to work in a day, right, he would wear the gear because his face is pretty much completely covered. Whereas for Oliver, he has a beard. You can see his chin line, his jaw, pretty much the front of his face besides his hair and his eye. Well, you can see his eyes, but around his eyes, just because he's wearing a hood in daylight, everyone would probably know him as easy as, we can when we see him in that suit. But, yeah. So, Felicity got an address. Oliver goes into it. It's a 6-story building. He can't find him. He got to the top of it. He searched every single office room in there. Couldn't find him. Felicity got an updated location, so Oliver moves across the rooftops. A really cool scene. And Joseph ended up murdering the ADA, shot him several times. Felicity ended up leaving the room. The place Oliver went to was just a rundown area under construction. Oliver came back. Dig left Felicity alone after Felicity yelled at him to leave her alone. Felicity's blaming herself, and she's never seen anyone die before till now. Oliver basically tells her this is part of the job, and she has to live with it in a way. Not such a douchebag way, but in a kind way. Dinah and Quinn went to go see Laurel about Sarah, or a woman who looked like Sarah. The woman's name is Jen. And then it goes to Thea going to see Roy. Roy and Thea were outside, and he got attacked. Thea did a little bit too. She got shoved to the side. But Roy got drugged. And Oliver learns that's the guy, Joseph, who killed the ADA, who killed Nichols. He's going to kill Roy sooner or later. Thea comes into the club, fills in Oliver a little bit more, and Oliver goes to find him. Malcolm called Moira to let her know the leader of the trio was arrested and agreed to make a plea deal to find out who paid them to kill Malcolm. Dig recognized the sound in the background of the security, or not security footage, but the footage recorded through the murders. And all the places where Joseph was broadcasting are all old subway stops. So, which means he's on an old subway just going throughout the city. Oliver suits up, goes to where the subway would end. Roy has 10 minutes to say his case and when he gets to live. He doesn't care though. He's okay with dying because he thinks no one will miss him. Joseph was about to shoot Roy when he got distracted by Oliver coming in. He threw a knife near Roy's hand because he was tied up. Like his hands were tied to the ceiling pretty much. So Oliver threw a knife near him. Roy ended up getting out of that and then ducking right when Joseph shot at him. Oliver ended up killing Joseph to save Roy. Dinah's leaving. Roy comes to the club to see Thea. Roy kept the dart. Oliver tosses him to save his life. Laurel runs into Oliver at the club when going to see Tommy and tells Oliver about the whole Sarah situation, or Miss Lita Sarah situation. Moira meets with Frank again, not Pike, the other Frank. Moira turned over evidence of him being the guy who hired the Triad to go after Malcolm. So the Dark Archer kills Frank. Moira doesn't know it's Malcolm, because the Dark Archer brought up that Malcolm told him to go there. And he was also going to go after Frank's family, but Moira managed to convince him not to, so I'm pretty sure that's what that line was. They were looking at a map of all the old subway lines in the city, in the Glades, and the same map is in the list. And Oliver starts connecting the dots, said this is everything that's happened with the undertaking, whatever the hell it is, because we don't know at this point. The Dark Archer, all of it. This is when Oliver connects all the dots. Going to the flashbacks, we had Shadow make another appearance. Yale Fay was shot. Don't believe he's dead, but he could be. The ship that they took from the rocket launcher fires hazard. They didn't get the boat. Sums it all up. I didn't really care that much. Overall, it was a good episode. It's not really a bad episode in the first season, I don't think. Unless it's like next week, but for next episode, I mean, but who knows. So, we have 4 episodes left. After, I'll say this review, we'll have 4. Because it'll be on 119. There's 23 total, so. So, like I've been saying, we should be doing season 1 by the end of November. Or the second to last week of November. And then we'll start season 2 up, and who knows how far we'll get in that. Again, Stargirl, which I don't even know if we're going to be reviewing the rest of the season because I don't care for it. So we might be done with season 1 maybe by the second week of November. Again, it depends whether or not I feel like reviewing Stargirl. Which I will know, obviously, before I do my video that night. So there might be a Arrow review this Thursday, which would be 119. Because it probably interests me more than what Stargirl is going on right now. So, and then next Monday is Halloween, so there will be an Arrow review out that night as well. Might be a little bit earlier than normal, at least for my uploading. And then the following Monday will start November with, I'm assuming, a season 1 review. Well, we won't be done season 1 by then, but we'll be nearing it, obviously. And then, like I've been saying, December, Christmas time, the week of Christmas and New Year's, I will not really be uploading. I might have a video or 2 go out, but it won't be an Arrow review. And I'll come back with doing 2 Arrow reviews a week in January, assuming Flash doesn't come back till February and March, which we should know by December. So, again, that's the entire plan. I think I said this already, but it's a pretty good episode. Again, not really any bad ones this season. But, yeah. 2023, disregarding these reviews, I think it's fair to say that we're done with season 5 by the beginning of 2024. I mean, we started these back in what? August, right? So we started these back in July. For like 4 months, and we're almost done with season 1. It'll be 5 months by the time we finish season 1. So, 3, 4, 5. By April of next year, we should be on season 2. Season 3 should be done by September. This time next year, we should be done with season 3. And then season 4 will head into the end of 2023. We'll probably be done with it by 2023. Because the thing is that The Flash will be done most likely by September, October next year. I'd be surprised if it goes past that or even before that. Depends how many breaks we get in this season. I know they're filming 904 right now, so who knows. But this will be going into 2024, which is expected. But it might even go into 2025 because we're going to have... There's obviously 8 seasons, 8 years of the show. 170 episodes, I believe it was. Because Flash has 171. So that's 170 weeks. We're already down to 18. So you do the math. Whatever 170 minus 18 is. 162, I think, or something. But, again, if we start... if I start doubling down on it, we'll be done with it a lot sooner rather than later. When Flash is done, give or take like 2 years after the show is completely done, if I feel like doing it, I don't know if I will. I might do these Flash, what I'm doing with Arrow right now, revisiting the entire series every Monday doing a review. I might do it with Flash as well, where I start off from the pilot and go up to season 7, because I started my channel in season 7. So, I don't know. But we'll see what I want to do there. I might just review all the episodes season 7, 8, and 9, because it'll be a few years past then. But I don't know. So, I guess we're going to have to see what's going to be going on then and what else changes throughout the next few months. So thank you guys for all the support. I really do appreciate it. Have a good day, have a good night, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.